Very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today Wednesday, 6th of April 2016. I am Edward Udedas Thevasagayam Pillai with the highlights of today's newspaper. Today we have Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. The main headline of the Daily Mirror says, Sri Lanka vigilant on ISIS, Sagala. Immigration and emigration of Muslims to and from the countries plagued by ISIS terrorism were supervised. Law and Order Minister Sagala Ratnayaka told Parliament yesterday that thorough and continuous investigations were in progress to find whether ISIS operations were in Sri Lanka. He said a dialogue had been initiated with the coordination of Muslim politicians, religious leaders, the Education Ministry, the Department of Muslim Religious and Cultural Affairs, civil society organizations, the All Ceylon Jamiatul Ulama and the National Shura Council to prevent the Muslim community from extremist activities. And the highlight says, Ruwan Harsha, new UNP Assistant General Secretaries. State Minister for Defence Ruwan Vijayawardena and Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs Harsha De Silva were appointed as new Assistant Deputy General Secretaries, while Minister Daya Gamage was appointed as Senior Deputy Chairman of the UNP at a working committee meeting held yesterday. No confidence motion against Champika. The joint opposition is said to have handed over a no-confidence motion against Megapolis and Western Development Minister Patali Champika Ranawaka with the signatures of 42 of its MPs. The motion, which was handed over to Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, seeks Parliament to declare that the minister is not fit to hold office because of his alleged involvement in the hit-and-run accident in Rajagiriya. MR's military security replaced by police. Military personnel attached to the security detail of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa had been reportedly replaced by police personnel. About 50 army personnel from the former president's security had been asked to report to the army headquarters on Friday. It had been reported that Mr. Rajapaksa had been informed that his security would be replaced with police personnel. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. Sri Lanka seeks closer trade economic ties with China, Prime Minister. Sri Lanka is seeking to expand its economic and trade ties with China and has invited more Chinese companies to invest in the island, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said in an exclusive interview with Xinhua on Friday ahead of his 4-day official visit to China tomorrow. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said he would be looking to set up a long-term economic and investment relationship with China, which will help expand trade between the two nations. Today, China has become one of the leading economic powers of the world. China has made many investments in Sri Lanka and it has also given loans and grants, the Prime Minister said. And the highlight says, Port City to proceed with strict conditions. Company agrees to conditions laid by environmental approval document. Modern dredging methods to be applied. Chinese company agrees to dredging conditions. CHEC Port City Colombo Private Limited, the Chinese company handling the Colombo Port City project, has agreed to the dredging conditions set by the Coast Conservation and Coastal Resources Management Department. The company has also agreed to the other 70 conditions set out by the environmental approval document, authoritative government sources told the Daily News yesterday. Missing Persons Commission report to President in July. The Commission on Missing Persons will hand over the report containing its recommendations to President Maithripala Sirisena in July this year, Commission Secretary W.H. Gunadasa said. He said the Commission had recorded evidence from nearly 7,000 persons so far, including people from Jaffna, Vaunia, Mullaitivu and Mana districts. Namal allegedly paid 50 million rupees to SLAF for chopper rights. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa had allegedly paid more than 50 million rupees to the Sri Lanka Air Force to settle bills for hiring SLAF craft for internal air flights made during the previous regime. Investigations by the Presidential commission investigating fraud, corruption, abuse of power, state resources and privileges has revealed. The commission has now launched investigations to find out how Namal Rajapaksa could have afforded to pay such a huge sum to the SLAF on his own. There is information that Rajapaksa had made 150 internal air flights using SLAF craft. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline of the Ceylon Today says, "No faith motion against Champika. Accused of abusing powers, influencing police. 42 joint opposition MPs sign petition. A no-confidence motion against Megapolis and Western Province Development Minister Patali Champika Ranawaka, accusing him of abusing his powers to influence police, was handed over to Speaker Kara Jayasuriya by members of the joint opposition yesterday. Ranil Mahinda in secret talks. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and former President Mahinda Rajapaksa had met for a special discussion yesterday, political sources revealed. It is learned that this discussion was held at the Prime Minister's office at the Parliamentary Complex from 1:30 p.m. to approximately 2:30 p.m. It is speculated that the discussions were based mostly on the country's economy, national security, the Prime Minister's forthcoming visit to China, as well as the present political situation in the country. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan News Paper